Christopher Reeve, the Superman who made us believe. He didn't just wear the cape, he became the myth. In 1978, a relatively unknown actor stepped into a phone booth of cinematic destiny, and when he emerged, the world believed a man could fly. Christopher Reeve, a Juilliard-trained actor with classical stage chops and an all-American presence, redefined not only a character, but an entire genre. For millions, he is Superman, not merely in tights and cape, but in spirit, heart, and unwavering moral compass. Reeve's Superman journey began with Superman, the movie, 1978, directed by Richard Donner. The film was a bold gamble, blending epic sci-fi, Americana, and Shakespearean gravitas. Producers had considered names like Robert Redford and even Muhammad Ali, but it was Reeve, then only 24, who captured what Donner called verisimilitude, the necessary truth behind the fantasy. Reeve transformed himself physically, gaining 30 pounds of muscle for the role, but it was his dual performance, bumbling, endearing Clark Kent versus noble, commanding Superman, that won hearts. Behind the scenes, Reeve's approach was methodical. He saw Superman not just as an alien god, but as a moral ideal. What makes Superman a hero, Reeve once said, is not that he has power, but that he has the wisdom and the maturity to use the power wisely. It's this interpretation, rooted in integrity and restraint, that would inform every moment of his portrayal, making him more than just an icon of strength. By Superman 2, 1980, Reeve's confidence in the role deepened. The film's infamous directorial tug-of-war, Richard Donner, was replaced by Richard Lester, sparked fan debate, but Reeve's performance remained a bedrock, whether confronting General Zod or sacrificing his powers for love. He brought emotional depth to a role many had dismissed as two-dimensional. The key, Reeve noted, is playing it real, never as a caricature. Superman 3, 1983, took a more comedic turn, pairing Superman with Richard Pryor and featuring a now-famous evil Superman sequence. Though the film veered from the earnest tone of the originals, Reeve's internal struggle, symbolized by Superman's dark doppelganger, offered one of his most complex performances. He physically fought himself in a junkyard, metaphor made literal, and proved again why the cape belonged to him. Reeve returned for a final flight in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, 1987, a film marred by budget cuts and studio interference. Yet his passion remained undiminished. He co-wrote the story, which centered on nuclear disarmament, reflecting his real-life activism. Though the execution faltered, the intent was clear. Superman, to Reeve, was a force for real-world change. Beyond the films, Reeve's embodiment of Superman left a cultural footprint unmatched. His Superman became the gold standard, evoked in Brandon Routh's tribute in Superman Returns 2006, echoed in Henry Cavill's quiet nobility, and even contrasted against Tyler Hoechlin's grounded family man Kal-El. While others have taken the mantle, Reeve's version remains singular, hopeful without naivete, powerful without arrogance. What Reeve brought that no one else has fully replicated was an emotional transparency, an earnestness that walked the line between vulnerability and strength. He didn't just wear the costume, he filled it with ideals. As comic book legend Mark Waid once observed, Reeve played Superman as someone who believed in humanity more than they believed in themselves. Tragically, Reeve's own life took a dramatic turn after a horse-riding accident in 1995 left him paralyzed. Yet even then, the Superman spirit endured. Through advocacy for spinal cord research, Reeve became a real-life symbol of resilience. A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles, he once said. A quote that might as well define both his life and his portrayal. In a landscape now crowded with multiverses and alternate timelines, Reeve's Superman remains a constant, a North Star, not because of nostalgia, but because of clarity. He showed us that Superman isn't about power, it's about purpose. Christopher Reeve didn't just define Superman for a generation. He defined what we want Superman to be: kind, courageous, principled, and full of hope. In doing so, he didn't just become a cinematic legend. He became the conscience of a character who, for nearly a century, has stood for truth, justice, and the belief that one person can make a difference. Even now, decades later, we still look up and we still believe.